ushindi kwa ukombozi wetu. Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote, tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika. Chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
You are watching us live here at Humans TV Africa. In the studio is Brian Kabeko from Kenya. And my name is Kato Mkasa, a lawyer from Uganda. Today we are discussing Western Sahara and country profiles. Do you know that there is a country in Africa which some African countries don't recognize it as a country occupied by Morocco? And actually, Morocco is refusing to accept that Western Sahara is independent, and the US is doubting its independence. Yet, the UN actually says they have a right for self-determination. Western Sahara, a country between Morocco, Algeria, and of course, a country that has lots of history and potential, and right now in conflict with Morocco for self-determination. Western Sahara has Berbers, Tuaregs, Saharis, and of course, people of African descent, and was once a country under the Spaniards, controlled by Spain for some time, until when it got rid of the Spaniards, then Moroccans took over, and right now it is a country in between self-independence, in between self-determination, and of course occupation from the Moroccans. Let us have a look at what we have prepared for you. We are talking about Western Sahara, a country in Africa. This is the map for Western Sahara, a country that is part of the Arab countries in Africa. Western Sahara is having a population of about 500,000 people, not even a million people in this small country in Africa. Western Sahara is found at the Atlantic Ocean in Western Africa. The land has a total area of 266,000 kilometers and a total coastline of 1,110 kilometers. That is Western Sahara. You can see the equator right there, the Tropic of Cancer, and of course, not far away from the Middle East and the Mediterranean Sea. That is Western Sahara right there on your screen. And we see that Western Sahara is thus the smallest country, number 29 among the smallest countries in Africa, and is ranked number 77 in the world, among the smallest country in the world. It is number 77. Western Sahara, as you can see, it is bordered by Mauritania, not far away. And of course, we see Morocco, and we see Algeria right there. Western Sahara, the capital is Lyon. The capital is Lyon. Here, I'm showing you some of the major areas to talk about when you go to Western Sahara. Talk about Gorita, Zamwa, Bamugana, Barahu, and Aine, Samara, Bam, Tatan, and other areas right there that make Western Sahara. We'll talk about Boudjois and Tafaya and others. This is Western Sahara, a very small country that has been fighting against Moroccans for self-determination. Morocco has refused to let Western Sahara go, and they have been at it for some time. Look at this map here. I'm showing you the capital city. It's Rayoun, and of course we see Bukhara, Semara, Gurata, Zama, and Ad Dakar, and other cities or areas in this small country. Remember, the country is on at the Atlantic Ocean right there. That is Western Sahara at a glance. Now, this country, in a brief, is a country that borders Algeria, Mauritania, and Morocco. And if you look at the distance between New York and I mean, if you look at New York, that kind of size, it can give you a rough figure of Western Sahara. Population, I told you, is 596,000 people. And of course, the country, according to according to UN data, the country is regarded as in between independence and semi-independent. Now, this country has minerals. Slowly, I'll show you. This country has minerals right there. If you look at that map, you are going to see that this country is also endowed with a number of precious stones, precious metals, as they call them, right there. And of course, we see that it's one of the countries with lots of phosphates. And of course, we see that this country, apart from those minerals, it is a country that is highly appreciated by foreigners who want to come always and check it out. It's a very good country in terms of the precious metals right there, but also a country good for tourism. Western Sahara is a country good for tourism right there. So let us have a look at other details from Western Sahara. Of course, you look at the distribution of these precious metals and where people find them, and then you know why basically Morocco has been always at the neck, on the neck of Western Sahara. Morocco always wanted to control Western Sahara for one reason, because it is well positioned at the Indian Ocean and the gateway to the rest of the world. And if Morocco loses it, Algeria will take it over. So Morocco has been always wanting not to let go of Western Sahara because of the fear that Algeria may become much more influential because they have a better relationship with Western Sahara people than Moroccans. So Morocco always wants to control Western Sahara because Morocco fears that Algeria will have much control in the region if Morocco loses it. So Morocco annexed Western Sahara in 1976. In 1976, Morocco annexed Western Sahara, and in 1979, there was a war, there was a conflict between Morocco and the people in Western Sahara, where they went ahead and declared themselves independent. And they created what they call the Polisario Front. If you look at the maps clearly, you will see where we have indicated Polisario Front. They created what they called the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, and they created what they call a front to fight for their independence. Remember, I told you, when you look at that map, they have minerals such as gold, phosphates, bronze, and many precious metals. They have lots of gold, phosphates, and bronze right there in Western Sahara. And we've seen mines such as the Bukhara mine in Western Sahara containing some of the most precious metals in the world. Western Sahara formerly has Arabic-speaking people. They have the Maghrebi Arabic, they have people called as Hassanian, people called as Hassanian Arabic, right there in Western Sahara. You see, Algeria, not very far away from Western Sahara, and of course, Morocco. Now, Morocco always fears that Algeria will have much control in the region if Algeria is in a better position to have a say in Western Sahara. So Morocco always wants to get this part of Western Sahara as part of Morocco, yet these guys in Western Sahara saying we are independent. We will better deal with Algeria than dealing with Western Sahara. So what is Western Sahara conflict about? I'm telling you, it is about the history they have had with the Spaniards and Algeria relationship, which have been strained. Remember, Algeria and Spain have been in conflict, and Spain wants Morocco to continue having Western Sahara, and Algeria wants to have an upper hand in Western Sahara. Western Sahara, as a result, Israel, for example, US, for example, do not recognize Western Sahara, and this is very, very dangerous. Israel doesn't recognize Western Sahara. US doesn't recognize Western Sahara. Yet UN says they have a right for self-determination. Now, under international law, Western Sahara has the right to exist. Let me give you about a bit of statistics about Western Sahara. Here you look at the languages spoken in this country. It is Arabic. 70% of these guys speak Arabic. 20% speak Spanish. And of course, the French speak about 5%. The Berbers only speak about 5 of it speak about the Berber language right there. Of course, we see that this country is basically an Arab-speaking country and an Islamic country, basically. That is Western Sahara for you. In terms of population, I told you we have about 600,000 people, 600,000 people, say 600, 500, 650,000 people. It is less than 700,000 people. In other words, less than a million people in this country. So the people are few in Western Sahara, as you can see, the exchange rate right there. And of course, the currency they use is currently Moroccan dirham. They use the Moroccan dirham. Now they want to get rid of Morocco, but they are still using the Moroccan dirham. They try to get their own money, they try to get their own banknotes, but they failed in regulating it because most countries have refused to recognize them. Yet Western Sahara remains to say we are independent. The people in Western Sahara are Arabs, Berbers, Bedouins, Fulani, Nubians, and Tuaregs. Those are the people in Western Sahara, basically nomadic people, contained the place we call now today Western Sahara. The climate in Western Sahara is subtropical. It is a bit drier and warmer in most parts of Western Sahara, just like it is in Europe and other countries. And also, there are some days when it's cold, some degrees when it's a bit cold. Now, the president of Western Sahara, I'll take a bit of time to explain this man. This man, his name is known as Brahim Gali. Brahim Gali replaced a long-time leader, Muhammad Abdulaziz, who died in on May 31st, 2016. This man came to power then, but he has been a soldier. He has been part of the system for a long time. He was born in 1949 and assumed office on 12th July 2016. His name is Ibrahim Gali. Gali is a soldier, but a veteran, of course, and has been in the bush fighting for the independence of Western Sahara for a long time. Is the guy behind the formation of SADR, that armed wing that was fighting against Moroccans. He was at one time imprisoned, and actually was at one time also taken to Spain when he was sick. Again, was taken to courts of law. He had been persecuted. He was at one time a commander-in-chief of Western Sahara in 1989. He was a commander-in-chief of Western Sahara, and he formed he was part of the people that formed the Sahrawi Arabic Democratic Republic, call it SADR, among the founding people that formed it, and is the current president of Western Sahara. Remember, there was an election held in refugee camps in 2016, July 9th, 2016. This is when Gali was elected. People go into refugee camps because they haven't been able to be allowed to organize. They go to refugee camps and organize an election, and they elect their leader. Remember, they're less than a million people, so they can always do everything much easier. The economy is struggling, but Gali, as you see, is the leader of Western Sahara. I've been meeting presidents, gone to countries to lobby for Western Sahara. Here, he was with the South African president right there discussing issues. That is Ibrahim Gali. Ibrahim Gali, born 1949, has been part of the struggle since from, of course, the 1970s. He has been part of the struggle to free Western Sahara from the occupiers, from the Spaniards, and again from the Moroccans. They are looking for self-determination. It's a rich country, very small, rich country with gold, and of course, phosphates and other prosperous, very important minerals right there. And the population is small, and they are saying, yes, we are Arabic, yes, we are African, but we are self-determined. And of course, international law, if you look at international law basically gives them these rights to self-determination, because the law allows them. In fact, Britain, as a government, regards Western Sahara as a state in transit into becoming a fully independent state. Doesn't give them the independence yet, but recognizes them as they are, and says that they will continue working with them to ensure that they get their self-determination there. So, of course, there's no British embassy in Western Sahara, but of course, when you look at international law, Article 49 of the Fourth Geneva Convention talks about a freedom for self-determination, non-self-governing territory, and therefore, Western Sahara uses that Article 49 of the Fourth Geneva Convention to say we want self-determination, because under international law, Morocco's transfer of its own civilians into a non-self-governing territory is a direct violation of Article 49 of the Fourth Geneva Convention, and therefore Western Sahara is deemed to be an independent state, regardless of the Arab League are not supporting it. Arabs don't even support this country to be independent. They are supporting Morocco. Israel is supporting Morocco. USA is supporting Morocco. But Western Saharan have said we are independent. We are independent. So that's how it is in Western Sahara, a country that is heavily under dispute since 1975. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a brief show to showcase to you a country that we call Western Sahara. If you have other images, let's look at other images. These are the images. These are the people in camps. Small country, beautiful country, people in camps. Let us have a look at more images. These are people of Western Sahara. They have been always revolting against Moroccans. They are all Berbers, Tuaregs, Fulani, beautiful people right here, but they want self-determination. This is Western Sahara right here in Africa, a country that is saying under Article 49 of the Geneva Convention, we have a right for self-determination. It's a beautiful country, good for tourism, sand dunes, beautiful, beautiful country, Western Sahara. But, of course, as we can see, the capital city, Rayon, is always under attack. The Moroccans haven't given Western Sahara peace they deserve. They continue to put their flag there in Western Sahara as a provocation indicator that this is the territory for Morocco. You can imagine a country in Africa is busy trying to dominate another country in Africa because of historical reasons. They say, you are part of us, you must be part of us. And these guys are saying, for over 5,000 years, we have been in this place. We are Saharis, we are not Moroccans. So they have been saying, we are independent from you. This is the battle between Morocco and the people of Western Sahara. Since 1975, the UN has refused to recognize Morocco as a control force in Western Sahara. And the UN said Western Sahara is a non-self-governing territory. Non-self-governing territory. Morocco controls it by defiance. And therefore, Western Sahara should be independent. Should be independent. And Morocco, actually, UN says Morocco is wrong to call it a non-self-governing territory. UN says it should be self-governing, rather. UN says it should be self-governing. This is the capital city of Sahara, Rayon, and of course, that's the flag talked about. It's an Arabic nation. They normally have the same flag if you have been observing all the shows I've made about countries in Africa. So thank you so much. This is Human CV Africa, giving you details about these countries so that you can be able to understand Africa much better. Today, we're talking about a country that is between independence and non-independence. A country recognized by some, but not recognized by others. But it has their own president. This country is called Western Sahara. Thank you for watching and keep sharing. It is Human CV Africa, where you get information you don't normally get from other networks. See you in the next one.